Today we stay close to Kenora on the Winnipeg River, proving you don't have to go far to catch big walleyes.
Fishing with Gussy is proudly sponsored by and uses Shimano rods and reels. Visit Shimano.ca for all the specs.
Well, today's show we're going to be ice fishing for walleyes, and probably across Sunset Country the most popular fish species that everyone likes to catch. They're great to eat, and we've got a ton of awesome fisheries for both numbers and big fish. Today we're fishing on the Winnipeg River, just real close to Kenora. Not a secret spot by any means. You can look around and there's, it's kind of midwinter. There's ice shacks set up all over the place. Guys are out in their trucks. There's some portable shelters set up. It's fairly cold today, but nice sunny afternoon. And I think we can catch some fish, so we're going to give it a try. We're going to be using a new lure from Northland Tackle called the Whistler Spoon. Probably most of you guys have not seen it yet. It's new out this year for 2013, and it's going to be a hot little ice lure. So we're going to put it to the test today and see if we can catch some walleyes. So I got a crew of buddies out with me, and we'll give you the report on these new ice spoons. I've talked about this before, but one thing I like to do is always when you finish drilling a hole, kick that little mound away and then give the auger a shot through the hole, and that'll get most of the slush out of the hole so you don't have to go behind and scoop it with a scooper. And you don't have the big mound there, so everyone doesn't see all your holes, your old holes all the time. So just to show you that Whistler spoon that I sort of talked about at the start of the show, that's it right there. It's kind of the Northland Macho Minnow body, which is a beveled edge spoon, and it's really erratic when it falls, but it's got this Whistler blade up above it, and it really creates a unique action. I like to tip them with a minnow head. If you use a whole minnow, it's too big. It makes the whole package of the bait too big, and the thing's not going to have a lot of action. So you just need a head. Just a little bit of meat and scent on there is important, but that's it right there. It's new, so a lot of these walleyes haven't seen it yet, and I think they're going to bite it pretty good when I get it in front of one. The rod that I'm using for this Whistler spoon is the Fraybill 38-inch heavy in their Ice Hunter line. This is the model that they let me design, so it's kind of a lake trout walleye version, fairly heavy and a little bit longer than your average ice fishing rod, which I like for dealing and handling bigger fish. And then Shimano Stratic reel, and that's kind of like a Cadillac reel to use ice fishing, but this is like my favorite setup. I use it all winter for walleyes and trout, and these Stratics are really good high-end reels that we use a lot in open water. So you don't necessarily need one that good for ice fishing, but if you've got a rod that you really like and you use a lot and you're going to take care of it, then it's okay to put those real nice reels on your ice fishing rods. If you look at the screen on this Humminbird, there's my jig, so watch when I move it. This is the whole water column right here. It's 32 feet. There's my lure. So see, when I lift, it comes up, drop it, it goes down. This is the bottom, and you can just see there's a tiny bit of separation right there, and I can actually zoom this in and get a little bit better separation on it too. But anyway, there was a small fish there, but like not a big heavy mark. When a walleye comes on there, it'll be a red mark, significantly bigger than what my lure shows up. So that mark that came up, it's sort of tucked right in against the bottom now, but it was only about the same size as my lure, so probably a small perch or something, or a little walleye. You can kind of see them coming up now, but I'm gonna move holes. I want to catch a big one. That's your new invention, huh? That the bell. Give it to him. Fish on. Is it big?
It's all right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh.
Sweet. Well, one thing, and we always, talk about this, when you're out walleye fishing, get yourself some of these tip-ups and get some big Cisco's and some quick strike rigs and put them down, because big pike will always be hanging around where the walleyes are. That was a nice fish. He just came by the hole here once. Sean's little invention is putting the bells on the deal. I got her.
Got her.
Kind of got twisted up a little bit, but.
Twisted up, wheelied.
Yeah, that's a nice fish, man.
Yeah, big look at that belly. You know what he's been eating.
Here, just grab that. Oh. Oh, I got the fish. You grab the hook. Okay. There you go. Sweet.
First gar down.
First pike of the season out on the tip-up deal, huh? That's what you're gonna, and that's what you're gonna catch, are bigger fish than you're gonna see during the open water. Biggest pike that I see throughout the year are always gonna be under the ice. So.
Under the ice.
That's awesome. Well, it's cold out. We'll get her back. She's in good shape. That's awesome. Cool. I'm getting you. Not a giant, but definitely a big fish that will take those all day long. So there's the rig, just a quick strike rig, and you don't have to let those fish run for a long time. That's why it's called a quick strike. They grab it and set that flag off. You can pretty much run over and set the hook. And that one had it going for 10 seconds before we got over to it. But yeah, that's kind of neat. So you got a bell. He put a bell on here so that when it turns, it's supposed to.
Frozen now.
They're frozen up now, but it's supposed to make some noise. Sean and Jamie are sitting in the shack right over here, sort of hiding out, staying warm. So they need a bell so they know when they actually have a fish on.
We're allowed to hide out a little because we've been at her since this morning, so don't judge us.
But you know how it goes when you're with your buddies and you get a chance to take a shot at them like that, about how they're hiding out with the heater on, then you got to take it. All right, well we'll put that there. And the baits, that we use on these, we'll show you one here before this is over, but we always just catch our own, and you can buy them at a lot of the bait stores, sucker minnows, Cisco's, but the bigger the better, and it's hard to buy the big stuff, that's 10, 12 inches long, which is what you want. And we actually catch our own usually when we're out, looking for crappies or looking for whitefish. So you having the electronics, having a flasher, they'll usually be suspended, and they're fairly small, but they're aggressive little critters under the ice, so we'll just catch them, and that's what we use for pike all winter. But I got to get my line in the water and try and catch a walleye now. There we go. Woo! More icy walleyes coming up next. Hey, get over here. I got a hot tip for you. Shimano has redesigned the Cronart, Curado, and Sidecar baitcast reels, the Sustain and Stratic spinning reels, as well as the Crucial, Compre, Claris, and Convergence line of rods. Get down to your local dealer and check it out. Competitive anglers, watch for the Shimano Platinum Angler program. They've got some great rewards for anglers that use Shimano products.
Napa Auto Pro. Keeps cars, and sometimes their drivers, young a long time.
Lund boats have been built for anglers by anglers since 1948, so they know what they're doing. I rely on them for all of my fishing, whether I'm in a tournament, guiding, or just going out for fun with my buddies. They have the best warranty in the business. You owe it to yourself to go check them out. Head down to your nearest Lund dealer. They'll be able to look after you. Good fishing.
Another little guy, but it's early and we're starting to see some signs of some fish, which is good because once the sun gets down to the proper level, these guys are going to turn into big ones. Right now they're little weasels that are coming in to get their feed before the big guys roll in. This area is really known for lots of big walleyes, and it's kind of tough to get eaters out here because there's a slot size in the river that you have to obtain. That's the reason why these fish do grow so big, is because a certain breeding zone has to be thrown back. And a lot of lakes like that around Sunset Country that have those enforced slot limits always seem to be really good fisheries, and obviously for a reason.
Not a big one. Little sauger. We'll get him back. And I need to get a new piece of meat. But maybe I have a good hole because I just dropped down there and he came on and whacked it right away, so that's a good sign.
There's another one. Oh, that's a bigger one. No, he's not a jumbo. He's not a bad one though.
Starting to get a little life. That sun's dropping a bit.
Yeah, this is actually more like it. Pull that out. Oh yeah. Nice big fish. Got to get his head up the hole here. Look at that beauty. That's a nice big fish right there.
Need a hand?
I got to just get his head up the hole. Got him?
Muscling you. There we go. Woo!
Look at that.
Here, come on over here, Jay. That's sweet, man. That's the smaller spoon you're using, huh?
Yeah.
Little...
Right in the side of the lip. I just lost one probably that size. Dropped it back down and another one come up and
well, and I think
what's
going to happen is it's sort of that sun's starting to get low and we'll probably start seeing a few of these, but that's beauty. That's what we like to see right there. Big walleyes. That's fun. We'll get them back. It's cold out, so that's beautiful.
Good again. Nice fish.
Yeah, awesome.
Sweet.
Stick around, we get a few extra tips from pro Dave Bennett.
Hey, get over here. I got a hot tip for you. Shimano has redesigned the Cronart, Curado, and Sidecar baitcast reels, the Sustain and Stratic spinning reels, as well as the crucial Compre Claris and Convergence line of rods. Get down to your local dealer and check it out. Competitive anglers, watch for the Shimano Platinum Angler program. They've got some great rewards for anglers that use Shimano products.
There's no place like this.
Why should you choose Rema Roofing? Maybe because they guarantee a free estimate within 48 hours of the initial call. Or because they're quality BP certified installers with a lifetime warranty on materials. You choose them because they have a 10-year workmanship guarantee with special rates for contractors and have been family owned and operated since 1988. They honor their scheduled commitments, but best of all, Rema Roofing does it right the first time.
Countryside Manor Bed and Breakfast. It's a place to call your own. With a breathtaking view overlooking beautiful northwestern Ontario, you'll find all the peace, quiet, and comfort desired for a wonderful stay. The Countryside Manor Bed and Breakfast offers all your favorite conveniences and with a delicious breakfast that can't be beat. You'll want to come back again soon. Call today to make your reservations or visit our website to find out more. Countryside Manor Bed and Breakfast. Stay with us. You deserve the best.
Looking for fishing tackle and friendly one-on-one service like nowhere else? You'll find it at Bobby's Corner and Sport Shop, where all the big fish like to play. Check out the big catches coming out of Bobby's Sport Shop. Wall to wall, Bobby's is packed with thousands of muskie, bass, and other baits and lures, guaranteed to give you the cutting-edge advantage. Bobby's Corner and Sport Shop, Highway 17, Vermilion Bay. Why would you go anywhere else?
Today, everyone, we've been fishing with the Whistler spoon. Been having a lot of fun catching some nice walleyes, perch, and some saugers, some big ones, some small ones. Anyway, the idea is that for years and years, Northland had the Whistler jig, which has just been a super popular ice fishing item and just been catching fish like crazy, and the sonic blade. So Northland went and married the Whistler jig with the macho minnow spoon. And fantastic lures both in their own right, but now they've gotten together and just makes a fantastic package. It's got the flash of the macho spoon and it's got the sonic vibration of the Whistler jig. And these Whistler spoons are coming in 3 different sizes, from 1/8 ounce all the way up to 3/8 ounce. Lots of nice different finishes. You've got glows and bright colors for those dark times, dark water, dark periods, dark light periods. And and some real nice flashy silvers and golds for the bright sunny days. And look for them in your local store. Can't miss the bright yellow package.
There we go. Keep kind of pulling it away from them a little bit and try and get them to commit. Okay, I got no meat on here. I can just about guarantee you. Yeah, see? I got stripped clean. So my hands are like frozen right now. So I've got more shiners in my pocket, but I got another rod over here rigged up. I'm gonna drop that down. When stuff gets happening and fish are biting or catching, you don't want to, the mitts kind of come off and then you never put them back on, so we don't want to miss out. But as soon as I get this down there, I can tell you one thing, my hands are going to go in my pockets because they are chilly.
That is a great start. He came in slow on the big, we had the big buckshot down there, and I just took that little Northland doodle bug. And a lot of times when they're not super active, that is the bait to do it. So we're gonna get this guy back. That's a nice fish. That's about probably a 25 and a half inch walleye, and hopefully we can get a few more of those. That's a honey.
There we go. Oh, down he goes. Oh well, have to catch another one.
as big as the last one, but if we were on Lake of the Woods, I think that'd be a good eater, but out here, I think that would fall in the slot size. I'm pretty sure. But holy, talk about eat that bait. Look at that. That's getting it in you. They like these Whistler spoons.
I got one over here too.
Gussy's on one?
Perch.
Perch. That's good. We'll let the host catch those.
Jay gets all the big ones. I get the... This one might be an eater size though, maybe. Oh, not a little short. They got a slot size out here that, and Jay was sort of talking about it earlier, and that one's not gonna quite make it. That's a small fish, but we all like action. And I got another one down there, so I'm gonna get this guy back down.
Coming up next, we show you just how big they can get.
Power Pro Super Slick Eat is smooth as silk and casts like a bullet. Enhanced body technology makes it thinner, stronger, smoother, and quieter. Use brown in the wood, green in the weeds, and yellow for high-vis fishing situations. Power Pro Super Slick, unleash the power with none of the noise.
Everything you'll need to keep your engine running this winter can be found right here at Devil's Gap Marina. They're full service and open all year round, so you can relax in the car and keep warm. Or not. All of those convenience store items with none of those convenience store prices. From snack foods to fishing lures, service with a smile, and the most affordable gas on the lake. Devil's Gap Marina, located at the end of Matheson Bay Road on beautiful Lake of the Woods. Why should you choose Rema Roofing? Maybe because they guarantee a free estimate within 48 hours of the initial call. Or because they're quality BP certified installers with a lifetime warranty on materials. You choose them because they have a 10-year workmanship guarantee with special rates for contractors and have been family owned and operated since 1988. They honor their scheduled commitments, but best of all, Rema Roofing does it right the first time.
Goodyear, chosen to get through tough winters. And the tire dealers you choose for great service trust Goodyear too. Their experience with winter tire care inspires the expert service they pass on to you. Goodyear, more driven.
The time to take to the water is now, and Wood Lake Marine will help you hit the lake in style, as their high-quality marine products are sure to please. Let their award-winning staff tour you around their showroom of top-of-the-line new and used boats and other recreational products that are sure to exceed your expectations, but not your budget. Wood Lake Marine, delivering the ultimate boating experience. Call or click today.
You ever heard of anybody catching a fish without a reel, without a rod, without any line or tackle of any sort? Well, it happened to me last week when we were moose hunting. And anyway, we were hunting through this area, and I was off and met up with the group at the end of this drive we were making, and I had a pike with me, and it was fresh, you know, live pike, and should have seen the mystified look on all the guys' faces when I showed them this pike, and they couldn't figure out how I caught this pike. So I let them, you know, think about it for a while, and they just couldn't come up with the idea. But I'll have to tell you, the way it happened is I was walking through the bush, and I was walking up a small creek, and a mink came popping out of the ice with this northern in his mouth, and I ended up spooking the mink off, and he left this fish flopping on the ice there. So I picked him up and thought I'd mess with the guys a little bit.
I got a nice fish on here, and there was actually another one that came on the screen right behind him. Whoa.
Try and double them up.
Yeah, drop another one down there. Got my mitts on.
Everything's frozen.
Yeah, there's a nice walleye on the... So our little test with these Whistler spoons has been pretty good. We've caught a fair number of fish. Not a lot of, you know, these nice eater size like this one, but we've gotten a few big ones and quite a few little guys, so good deal. Come on, you're okay.
He's cold.
He's cold, yeah. Sometimes you just gotta drop him a little bit and wake him up.
Eh? There, look, watch.
Is he down there?
Yeah.
That fish took off, he was fine.
There we go.
Oh yeah, here it comes. This is a big one too. Cool.
Oh.
Electronics, man, for ice fishing.
Oh, play a huge role, but when your guys can't put them on the ice,
yeah,
they work against you.
Just like a tourist.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Well, that was cool though. Had the shot at it anyways. The sun just sort of went down, so...
You know what, I bet you if you put back down there, there'll be another one waiting for you.
They're starting to bite anyways.
Yeah.
So you come out for the afternoon and you kind of get all your holes drilled, figure out which holes have some fish, and then when it gets to be now, when they really want to bite, get your line down in one of those good holes.
Yeah, take advantage of the prime time. We get like 15, 20 minutes. We got about half an hour before it's going to be dark, so...
But yeah, the window is pretty short, so you wanna be ready for when it happens. That's for sure.
There's another one down there. Just talking about how this time of night is the time you got to take advantage of these bites. And I got back to my hole and put my line back down, and it wasn't 2 seconds.
I'm gonna come and help
and
you,
that
but
big guy.
I've got one on the go here too.
Yeah, look at that, beautiful, beautiful fish. These guys are just inhaling these Whistler spoons. Look at that peg. My hands are so cold I can't even take them off, but pop them off. Beautiful. Look at that. Look how chunky they are. Beautiful colors on them. Awesome, man.
Well, buddy, you can feel that temperature. It's been a cold afternoon, but you could feel that temperature really going down here the last half hour now since that sun went over the trees.
Yeah, that sure has. And you know, we had a real good flurry of fish just in the sun was going down there, and you know, things are starting to quiet down.
If Jamie didn't lose the 2 giants on the tip-off, it would have been probably really, really awesome. But no, it was a great afternoon. We caught a bunch of fish. Got to try out a new bait, and yeah, that's living in Canada. You're gonna, if you want to go ice fishing all winter, you're gonna go out in some cold weather, and you know what? You get all the gear. We've got all the gear.
We dress for it, and you know, you take advantage. We got shelters. We got a vehicle. You can warm up in there if you need to. You got whatever, and it's just about having fun and being mobile and catching some fish, and you know, so what we like to do is that's why we're out here.
All right. Well, thanks for coming out, and we'll do it again, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, probably sooner than later.
Fishing with Gussy proudly uses Power Pro Super Slick Line. All of the power with none of the noise.